Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Hobo back again, and it is week number 5 in the National Football League, and it's going to kick off tonight with the game you are watching me play, the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle hosting the Los Angeles Rams. Both of these teams come into this game at 3-1 here at CenturyLink Field at 8:20 tonight, Thursday night, of course. The Seahawks are 8-1 in Thursday night games since 2010, which is an incredible mark. It's so excellent to see them every time they play on Thursday night football just ball out. I don't even remember the team they lost to the last time they played on Thursday night. Could have been the Rams, matter of fact, but I don't actually know that. However, this game is going to be interesting. I mean, we all saw what happened between these two teams in their respective games last week. The Rams did not look good at all. Sure, they put up a lot of points, but that's against a bad Buccaneers. Now, I'm not even going to call that a bad Buccaneer defense. I'm just going to say they got outclassed really by the athletes that Los Angeles has. But then you look the week prior and you see what the New York Giants did to Tampa Bay, and you're kind of not surprised, but you're also surprised that the Rams couldn't do a damn thing to win that game against Tampa Bay. They looked abysmal right off the beat. I think they were down like 21 points just pretty much immediately. Then they came back, made it close, whatever, yada yada. Still didn't win, so that's all that matters. But wow, nice hands there, Brickface. But the Seahawks, on the other hand, they look like a team that could potentially contend. I mean, they... Oh no! Oh no! Why? Thank you. Damn, good morning football. Gotta mute my laptop. Okay, so yeah, the Seahawks look like a team that could contend. I mean, obviously they had that loss to the Saints last week, which, you know, I'm not even gonna hold against them. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, so emotional, you know, obviously gave that team a boost. Big time. It meant a lot to get Bridgewater out there. And I mean, the Saints just played good football, and we saw they're capable of doing such. You know, last Sunday night when they beat Dallas, which we'll get to that. But the Seahawks, they beat the Cardinals pretty handily, 27-10. And I mean, the game really was never in doubt, but Kyler Murray made it interesting, which is why I like to watch Arizona this year, because Kyler Murray is just awesome. But Seattle, Los Angeles, when you break it down, really, I don't like the Rams at all right now. Their offense just, I wouldn't want to touch that offense with a 40-foot pole. I mean, if I'm Sean McVay, I am so beyond upset with the fact that my offense can't do anything. Like, Jared Goff had more turnovers last week than the Rams scored points in the Super Bowl. That's insane. And you're not getting Todd Gurley involved. I mean, there's such a lack of caring. I don't know. I don't even know what to say for Los Angeles. I mean, are they gonna try to preserve Todd Gurley for later in the in the year, you know, and try to save him for a playoff push so he's not as dead as he was this time, or playoff time last year? I don't know. But Todd Gurley, they need a lot out of him if they want to get back to the form they were in last year, where they were just melting everybody every week. And, you know, they won that game against Kansas City last year, that big high-scoring Monday Night Football game. They won that. And that was largely on the arm of Jared Goff. And their offensive ineptitudes, in my opinion, lie solely on Jared Goff's inability to push the ball down the field. You know, he looks frazzled back there on almost every pass play. You know, once his first read gets taken away from him, he needs a lot of help. And he's got a lot of weapons. But, I mean, Sean McVay, I don't think, has done really anything to mature the actual quarterback that is Jared Goff. I think that he's just trying to hold his hand. And I don't know necessarily if that works. because you need your guy to be able to go out there and play football and know how to play football. I'm not saying Jared Goff doesn't, because he obviously knows a lot more about the game than I do, but I'm just saying they need a lot more out of him than what they've got, and they're going to need a lot tonight if they want to win this football game against a really good Seattle Seahawks team, which, in my opinion, can make runs to the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Seahawks in this game. I just don't think that I've seen enough out of Los Angeles that convinces me they're anything special. And I know Rams fans are going to be upset hearing that, but they're 3-1, but they really haven't done anything overly impressive. If they win tonight, then I'm going to start, warming back up to the Rams. And last year I was their biggest fan. But just what I've seen this year, not by any means inspiring. So I'm going to pick Seattle. Then on Sunday, Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina, the 2-2 Minshew Mania Jaguars meet the 2-2 Carolina Panthers. So, Minshew Mania, dude has the highest QBR of a rookie through his first 4 games ever. That's insanity. Gardner Minshew made, and I still hate to see people not give the kid the credit that he deserves, because he might end up being that team's starter long term. In all honesty, Gardner Minshew might be the future of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I watched him at Wazoo, and he is a really solid, really fun to watch quarterback. He's got great instincts, great vision. Obviously, he's extremely tough. He's taken a lot of licks early in his season, and in the preseason, he just got back up, got back in the game, and throwing some more great footballs. So I like a lot what I've seen from Gardner Minshew specifically, but the Jags as a whole, they need a lot from their defense. They need Jalen Ramsey to want to stick around. And, if they end up losing Jalen Ramsey to a trade or whatever, they're going to be hurting. And, that's just the nature of the beast. He's so important to what they do on defense that it would be a crusher for them to lose him. But that defense, they obviously need Jalen Ramsey. They need that pass rush to stay as prevalent as it has been. They need to be able to get in quarterbacks' faces. I don't think they did a great job necessarily against Joe Flacco last week, but they need to step up and play big time. Obviously, Gardner Minshew's got DJ Chark, who looks phenomenal through his first couple of games. I really like what I've been seeing out of DJ Chark. That offense, to me, is just an offense waiting to explode. It's got a lot of potential in it, and I think a lot of that rides on Gardner Minshew. But Carolina, on the other hand, they went 0-2 on the shoulder of Cam Newton. Kyle Allen comes in and leads them to an even record, and a lot of people are saying he looks more impressive than Daniel Jones, which is impressive because Daniel Jones has looked really good, aside from the 4 turnovers in 2 games, but I'm sure I'll get to that later. And for the Panthers to be 2-2 without their star quarterback is really telling to me, because Cam Newton is on the back 9 of his career already, and he's not had a lengthy career. This is going to be, season number 8, I think, for Cam Newton, and he's already probably going to either have to find a new home this offseason or retire. I'm not saying Kyle Allen is the future of the Carolina Panthers. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that he is their immediate future, and he's looked damn impressive through 3 games, or 2 games, or whatever it has been. So I am on board with the Panthers. Excuse me, but I am not on board with them on Sunday. I am going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars. Paul Brown Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. The Arizona Cardinals coming in at 0-3-1. What am I looking at? Facing the Cincinnati Bengals, coming in at 0-4. So, in this series between between Arizona and Cincinnati, the home team has won 10 of the last 11. Cincinnati's at home. I want to pick them. And, I want to have a reason why, but, after watching the game on Monday night, they just looked so awful. That offensive line, they're missing some key pieces, and they looked terrible. Andy Dalton tied his career high in sacks. I mean, this was just not a good football team on Monday night. They looked awful from the jump. Arizona, on the other hand, you know, they've actually done a lot to impress me. Rookie quarterback, you know, not a lot really to play for this year. And they've been in some close games. They've had opportunities to win. I'm changing my prediction. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals on the road here in Cincinnati against the Bengals. Cardinals are going to get their first win, and the Bengals are going to continue to go over. I mean, they've got a long way to go to be back winning football games that mean something. So I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals. They've got Kyler Murray, the better quarterback in this matchup. They just got a better team, I think, right now. So I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals in this game. Next up, NRG Stadium. Houston Texans, the 1-3 Falcons, meeting up with the 2-2 Houston Texans. So it's a battle of potentially maybe two of the top 5 wide receivers in the league, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins. This game is going to be fun to watch. I mean, because neither of these defenses have looked mightily impressive. But both of these, well, not both of these offenses, but the Texans offense has looked pretty good. I mean, but the Falcons offense has looked pretty damn awful. So, I mean, you know, I follow the Texans. Deshaun Watson's my favorite quarterback in the league. Probably, maybe top 3. My favorite quarterback in the league right now. So I pay attention to the Texans. I watch them very closely. And Deshaun Watson himself, you know, he's got a lot of maturing to do yet, even as a younger quarterback who's been in the league for this is his 3rd year now. He's still got some room for improvement, as everyone does. But, you know, he holds on to the ball for a little too long in the pocket. He allows pass rush to get to him, even though his offensive line's playing pretty well. But obviously the guy has a great understanding for the game of football. He knows what he's doing. He is a star player in this league. It's just going to take this team a couple more weeks to get back in a groove. You know, they started 0-3 last year and made the playoffs. They ripped off 9 straight wins, and I was a part of one of those games where they played the New York Jets. So I know fully well what the Houston Texans are capable of, even without Jadeveon Clowney. Look at that field goal. Holy shit. That should not have gone in, but whatever. So, yeah, I know what the Texans are capable of, but the Falcons, on the other hand, they're bad. I mean, they have all those weapons on offense, and they can't move the football. And I think a lot of that is Matt Ryan's fault. I think if they got a new quarterback, you know, a younger guy who knows what he's doing and is at least half capable, then I think they'd win some games. I'm not saying they're going to be, you know, the freaking Falcons of 2016, but I think a quarterback change would do that team wonders. They don't have a quarterback on that roster that I like. And I'm not saying move on from Matt Ryan right now and go trade for somebody. But in their future, if they can withstand the team that they have and just change the quarterback, I think they've got a good couple years in them. But the Falcons just look bad. And the Texans, I think, just look so much better. You know, on top of everything I've said, I'm just going to pick the Texans. Mercedes-Benz Superdome, New Orleans, Louisiana. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2-2 versus the Saints at 3-1. The winner of this game will take first place in the NFC South. So that's something. But the Buccaneers, as we've already discussed, had a massive win last week against the defending NFC champions, where they put up, 58 points or something crazy like that? And the Saints, they're 3-1. They came off a great win in the Dome against the most overrated team in professional sports history, the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to pick the Saints. I mean, they've got home field advantage. They've got a great defense. The Buccaneers, they've got Jameis Winston still. Let's not forget who's running their operation. Still Jameis Winston. He played the New York Giants defense when he put up all those big numbers, and then he played the friggin' the Ram. I'm looking at them right now. The Los Angeles Rams defense, and I've been saying this for a long time. The Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs defenses both don't scare me. So I'm gonna pick the Saints in this game. And I'm going to pick them comfortably and confidently, too. I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to get the job done. He's looked mightily impressive coming off, not having started a game in almost 3 years. So, yeah, I'm picking the Saints. Next up, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Minnesota Vikings at 2-2 versus New York Giants at 2-2. So, obviously, we all know the turmoil brewing in Minnesota with Stephon Diggs. He requested a trade. The Vikings won't trade him unless they get the house for him. But I think he's gone sooner rather than later. But, honestly, when I think about it, they're talking about all this passing game ineptitude and how everybody's so upset that the offense can't move the football and Kirk Cousins sucks and nobody's doing anything. This all came out really and broke the week they were going to play the New York Giants defense. A passing defense that has had one good game against Dwayne Haskins and Case Keenum. A passing defense that allowed 3 touchdowns in the first half to Mike Evans. And in this game, this defense is going up against 2 wide receivers who are better than Mike Evans. The Giants have a tall order ahead of them. They really do. The Vikings offense is, in my opinion, I see the writing on the wall. I think they're going to explode. They've allowed fewer than 250 passing yards in 7 of the last 8 of Minnesota. So the Giants offense has some work to do as well. I mean, the writing's just on the wall for me as a Giants fan. I see a lot of negativity, from our own fans regarding this game. That this is going to be our come-to-Jesus moment. And the season's going to end here against Minnesota, and then we're toast. So, Minnesota is going to give us a run for our money. But if anybody can put the stops to that, it will be rookie sensation Daniel friggin' Jones. So, I've got my money on Dan Jones. Not Dan Jones. That sounds stupid. Danny Dimes. Got my money on Danny Dimes. He's shown me a lot of up and down, but a lot more up than down. The 4 turnovers. The 2 interceptions, I kind of get. One was an underthrow, one was a rookie locking in on his favorite receiver. But last week, the fumbles, he went up against Shaquille freaking Barrett, the NFC Player of the Month. Defensive Player of the Month. So, I got a lot of hope for Daniel Jones in this game. This team is top 10 in every offensive category, but they're facing a really good defense, and that's what scares me. Because I know if we lose this game, all of the Giants fans that I know are just going to write the team off and tell me I'm stupid for believing in them. So I'm picking the Giants, and I'm picking them hard, and I'm picking them with a lot of confidence and a lot of faith. It's going to be a close game. This thing certainly ain't going to be runaway either way. It's going to be close. So I'm picking the Giants. I think they're going to eke out another close victory like they did against Tampa Bay here against Minnesota. Next up, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in Tottenham. As you all know, this game will be taking place in the great over-the-pond London, England. Well, not London, but Tottenham. You know what I mean. So, it is the 3-1 Bears versus the 2-2 Oakland Raiders. Bears have shown me so much on defense. That defense is awesome. That defense is amazing. You know what is not amazing? Their quarterback, Mitch Trubisky. But they don't have to worry about him because he is injured with, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I thought it was a broken collarbone. No, it's not. He'll only be out for a couple of weeks, right? Something like that. Whatever. But Khalil Mack is facing the Oakland Raiders for the first time since being traded. Are you kidding me? This is going to be epic. And what Khalil Mack is going to do to his former quarterback is going to be, for the record books, one of the best defensive performances I think we might see since a guy like Lawrence Taylor hit the field. I've got a lot of faith here in my boy Khalil Mack. And I've got a lot of faith in whoever's their backup quarterback, because you can't go much worse than what Mitch Trubisky was putting out on offense. So I'm going to pick the Bears in this game big time. Raiders going to fall to 2-3. Bears going up 4-1. Next, Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Jets 0-3. The Eagles 2-2. The Jets have never beaten the Eagles. Ever. in their entire franchise history have never beaten the Philadephia Eagles. And that will not change on Sunday. Eagles going to win big. Heinz Field, Pittsburgh, PA. Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers. So 2 quarterbacks that came out. Ooh, what are you telling me here? Oh, I know about RPOs, you dumb shit. Don't tell me about RPOs. Whatever. So, 2 quarterbacks that came out in the 2018 draft, the Ravens and the Steelers. What? 2 quarterbacks that came out in the 2018 draft, Lamar Jackson and Mason Rudolph, is what I meant to say. And they're going up head-to-head in this game. I like Lamar Jackson. I like this offense's big playability. Obviously, they got completely dismantled by Cleveland last week, but everything's subject to review, so I'm going to pick the Ravens in this game. The Steelers have shown me absolutely nothing, so I like Pittsburgh. Or I like Baltimore, sorry. Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee. Bills, Titans. So the Bills, they got spanked, and they lost Josh Allen. That sucks. The Titans, you know, I like them a lot better than I like Buffalo, honestly, right now at this stage, even though the records aren't necessarily indicative of their teams. And just for fun fact's sake, the last 3 matchups between these teams have all been decided by exactly 1 point. So this one's going to be close. It's going to be fun, but I've got the Titans in this game. Let's go Marcus Mariota. Don't prove me wrong, you bastard. FedEx Field, Landover, Maryland. The 4-0 Patriots against the 0-4 Redskins. Patriots 10-0 on the road in October since 2014. That's not going to change. That is not going to change. This defense is mountains better than the New York Giants defense, and we saw what the Redskins were able to muster up against New York. So I'm going Patriots big time. This game might end up being decided in the 60s. Broncos, Chargers at Roquette Field at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. That is a mouthful. Jesus. Just like the Chargers offense is a mouthful right now. Especially getting their lead man back, Melvin Gordon. Chargers are 3-7 versus the Broncos at home, though, over the last 10 years. So they're going to try to eke that record back closer to 500, and I think that they will get one step closer to doing that and drop the Broncos to 0-5. I got the Chargers. AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. 3-1 Packers, 3-1 Cowboys. So the Packers have looked monumentally bad on offense for an Aaron Rodgers team. This team looks bad. But the defense has been able to carry them afloat. Obviously, they couldn't do such things last Thursday night. But the Cowboys were able to do nothing. Ezekiel Elliott averaged less than 2 yards per carry on Sunday night. Less than 2 yards a carry. Or less than 1 yard a carry, I apologize. That's insanity. That sucks. Packers defense is good. I don't like the Cowboys. They suck. So I got the Packers in this game. Let's go, Aaron. Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City. It is the Colts. It is the Chiefs. Colts 2-2. Chiefs 4-0. Kept you waiting on that one, that little cliffhanger, because I wanted to let you know that the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, is 1-2 on Sunday Night Football. How interesting. How interesting of a statistic. So I don't think, you know, that record kind of tells me that maybe Patrick Mahomes doesn't play his biggest when the lights are on brightest. But I think that changes. I'm just saying things to stir up controversy. They find ways to win. They offensively struggled last week. They didn't look fantastic against Detroit. Detroit took them to the wire. But when it mattered most, we can all say this. When it mattered most, Kansas City put together a big-time drive, and they won that game. They will find a way to beat Indianapolis, and they will win on Sunday Night Football and extend their record to 5-0. Monday, October 7th, Levi Stadium, Santa Clara, California. The 2-2 Browns visit the undefeated 49ers. Browns are coming off a huge win against a division rival to take first place in the AFC North, nonetheless. And the 49ers, you know, they played Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, turned the ball over 5 times, and still won. I like so much what I've seen from San Francisco and Jimmy Garoppolo specifically that I find a hard time picking them, especially with the way the Browns have been so up and down this season. I like the 49ers a lot, and they're my pick. They are my pick. And I would almost call it an upset. As a matter of fact, I will call it an upset. I'm picking the 49ers in an upset over the Cleveland Browns on Monday Night Football. Your teams on their byes this week are the 2-1-1 Lions and the 0-4 Dolphins. So the Dolphins don't get to lose quite yet, but they do get the Washington Redskins next week. So, a battle of probably the two worst teams in their respective conferences, which is going to be absolutely fun to watch. And the Lions, they get Green Bay next week, so a great game on tap there. So that does it for me. That does it for Week 5. I hope that you guys enjoy the game tonight. I hope that you guys enjoy the games this Sunday and Monday. Please make sure to always enjoy your football responsibly. If you choose to not enjoy it responsibly, I will find you and I will hunt you down. I will kill you, but that's enough for me. I'm going to go play some NCAA 14, continue my road to glory, because that's what I do. When Madden 20 is out, I play NCAA 14. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll make sure to catch you guys in the next video.